Hello and welcome. What I've got for you today is this little guy. Isn't he just the cutest? And how we do that is we are doing this with a transfer. So that's from a magazine, and we are using matte medium. This isn't a new technique, but I just thought I'd play around with it. This picture was really cute. I liked the colors in it and everything. And then this Snarky just fit perfectly, I think. You know, ew, people, you know, they have their own little world down there. So anyway, if you like it, please subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and hit the notifications so you don't miss any in this great series. It's going along nicely. Thank you for joining me today.
Hello, welcome. What I've got for you today, we're going to do an image transfer. So I've got this fun little fish here, nice and bright and colored. Works best if it's a gloss. You know, your magazine that you take your picture from has a gloss to it or a coating to it. So, oops, sorry, that's so noisy. So let's just get, I've got some gel medium here, matte medium. Let's just get this down. We're going to be really a good amount. Don't want to go too thin. And then go backside down. Should be right about where the eyes are. Let's go to the side so then I can have some fun around it. There we go. And then I'm going to let this air dry and then we'll be back. Okay, so now this is all dry, and what I want to do is I want to remove this back part. So I've got my tray here with warm water, and actually it's my tray that I use for cleaning my stencils, but it works. So I'm just trying to remove this back, being gentle, but trying to remove this back layer of paper. So now this is pretty much dry, and as you can see, I've still got more paper I need to remove because you can see how white and dull that is. So I'm going to continue rubbing it down. Okay, so that's about as good as I'm going to get it. But what I've got, it's really dull, but it looks great when it's wet. So I've got this gloss glazing liquid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and like remove and rip any of the white area. And it's easier when it is wet. Lets me control the rip, and because this ended up a little distressed, it's going to look really cool, I think. So I'm going to rip, and then I'm going to take and do the same thing with another piece, only I'm going to use dictionary paper. So I'm going to fast forward through this because it's just going to be tedious, so I'll fast forward. Okay, so this is very, very fragile. Be careful when you... and yeah, I decided, I'm like, oh, that's not interesting enough. Let's try the back side too. So, let's see. I'm just going to remove some of this, I think. Or, you know what? Let's leave it. So then that way, it really shows up through him. So I'm going to take and glue this down, and I think I'm going to use the gel medium again. Okay, so I want to add some bubbles because I've got a cute snarky comment to make. So I'm just going to make sure that these bubbles look like they're coming out of the mouth. Like so. And then I'm going to add, let's see, where's a good spot on here? Yeah, let's go with this one, like right there. I've got transparent gloss. Okay, that looks good. This is going to go in my tub. And then I've got some of the glitter duster here. Let's get all this stuff closed before I have glitter in everything. I'm going to fix this up, but well, no, I kind of like it. Okay, let's put that aside to dry. It's got to air dry. Okay, I did decide to clean this up. So I'm just going around. There it is. Okay, so this is dry enough for me to do this next step. So I just wanted to edge and kind of like frost out the edges. So I've got some heavy gesso here, and I'm going to like dry brush along the edges. You could do a palette knife if you're comfortable with that. You could also just use your fingers, whatever works for you, just to get a nice soft edge. It's grabbing and picking up some of that texture that's there. Which is good. I do want to just grab some of this bubble texture. Okay. Let this dry. Then I'm just going to take and Okay, now this is a totally extra step, but I think I want these bubbles to stand out a little bit more, so I've got some Snowcap alcohol ink here. Hopefully this is going to work, the idea that's in my mind. I don't want the whole bubbles to be white. I just kind of want to get around them. So I shook this really well. And this is a Mixitive, so this is pretty opaque. And then I've got Aquamarine here. I thought that was a good blue. That's going to be way too much, but... So I've got an older paintbrush here, and I'm just going to kind of try to paint around these. Yeah, and see, gosh darn it, it's going right into the bubbles. This might not have been a good idea. Well, just keep going. Let's mix with a little bit of white. Let's see if that helps it from bleeding. It does. Guess I could have done this with acrylic paint, but I guess I was thinking just because it's such a liquid that it would do better. Trying to stay around the bubbles. Plus I also added the glitter, so it's really quite bumpy. Well, it looks okay. Alright, let's get this cleaned out because I think I am just going to add some of the white onto the bubbles since a couple of them got soaked up. Because we got to remember too that this isn't fully dry, so these white they'll end up being transparent. Let's see this one here. This one's got too much blue. I think that looks good, and you know what? Let's bring it down here too. Okay, so let's call this done.